Bullshit.
Where are you on your business storytelling journey? It's the No BS Marketing Show. I'm Dave Mastovich, CEO and founder of Massolutions, the world's only no bullshit marketing firm. Business storytelling. You are somewhere on your journey of telling your business story. I want to give you a list of ideas to help regardless of where you are. Well, first, what is business storytelling? Storytelling is the only tactic or tool that goes across generations, across nationalities, regions. Every part of civilization has used stories and the power of storytelling to educate, motivate, and inspire. Stories help build trust, align the team, and differentiate you. That's why you need to leverage the power of storytelling for leaders, and that's why I call it the power of business storytelling. Many people don't quite understand why storytelling would apply to business. That's because there's some perceptions of the term storytelling. Sometimes people think he's a storyteller, she's a storyteller, as if that meant there was some BS involved. The reality is this: you're really good at storytelling in your personal life. I've not met anyone yet who isn't a good storyteller about things that are passionate and near and dear to them. So everyone listening to this is good at storytelling in their personal life, and the evidence of that is anytime they look back at helping someone, teaching someone, motivating someone, whether it's a family member, a friend, an employee, a teammate, you've used storytelling in your life and it's been effective. So you're comfortable with telling stories in your personal life. In fact, you even enjoy telling stories in your personal life. Your family and friend get-togethers consist of a lot of storytelling. What we want to do is have you realize that business storytelling is important and take what you're already doing in your personal life and what you're already doing on the business side from time to time and do it more. Because business storytelling helps drive what I call the 3 R's: recruitment, retention, and results. It's business to employee storytelling, B2E storytelling, that helps with recruitment of employees, retention of employees, and productivity. Recruitment-wise, it's because we tend to select a job based on culture of the company and the boss that we'd be working for. That means stories have to convey what that culture is and what that boss is like. As far as retention, employees want to know the why. They want to understand why they're doing certain things, why things matter, why there's a process. They also need to understand what their coworkers are doing and why. And that's why with retention, storytelling matters, and BT, business to employee storytelling, is significant. And it rolls over into the 3rd R, results or productivity, because the more we learn about up and down and across the organization, the more productive we become. So that's what business storytelling is. Well, where are you on your business storytelling journey? The first level are leaders who aren't quite sure what business storytelling is and why they need it. I just went over for them the reasons why and what it is. So for those leaders who aren't quite sure and aren't sure they need it, I'm here to tell you, yes, you do need it. The storytelling opportunities for you abound. There are emails, 161 emails per day leaders tend to average. How many times are you telling a story, a quick anecdote or analogy in an email? If you've told the stories again and again to your core target audiences, your prospects, your current customers, past customers, your employees, your team members, they've heard the story, they've heard the anecdote and the analogy again and again. You can then reference it with a sentence or two in an email. So now you've leveraged the power of business storytelling with an email. But storytelling opportunities abound. They go beyond emails. Texts are now significant for communicating in the business world. You also have personal meetings, Zoom calls, where if you interject an anecdote or an analogy, it takes that learning and education to a whole nother level. So leaders who aren't quite sure what it is and why they need it, I'm here to tell you, you have a tremendous amount of storytelling opportunities that you're just missing and you're not even aware of right now, ranging from your company blog, which leaders should be posting on, traditional letters, which leaders don't use anymore, but we keep and we remember more, presentations to internal team, external presentations to board, stakeholders, prospects, part of the business development process. All of these are storytelling opportunities that the more you interject business storytelling, the more you'll make an impact, the more you'll inspire, educate, and motivate. A second level are people who acknowledge the need. They acknowledge the need for storytelling in business, but they tend to delegate it to others. At least they acknowledge the need, and at least they're trying to get it done. That's a good thing. So if you're at that stage of your business storytelling journey, my advice to you is jump in, tell more stories yourself, write a blog post for the company blog. Make sure that you are disciplined enough to interject a story at the beginning and end, or even the middle of meetings that you do on an ongoing basis. Make sure you encourage your team members to tell stories to each other so you can learn about customer successes and customer challenges. So if you're at that second level, you acknowledge the need but delegate it to others, my advice to you is take those storytelling opportunities that you know are there, that you've been delegating to someone else, and jump in and do more of them yourself. If you're at the third level, where you're someone that does a little bit more but delegates the rest, I'm telling you to be passionate about leveraging the power of storytelling as a leader, and do it even more than you do. Storytelling needs to be a part of your routine, just like your daily report is, your weekly reports, the analysis you do, the metrics you and KPIs you study. Storytelling has to be just like that. So if you're at that third level, that you do it a little bit on your own and delegate the rest, I'm asking you to jump in and do even more. And for those who are at the fourth level, that you are peak performing storytellers, you're incorporating storytelling in most opportunities and you're passionate about it. For those people at that level, I want to give you some tips to take it to another level. A couple of those are, you have strategically think in terms of clarity and brevity. Focus on one theme for each story and what the major takeaway is. Do that story so often that you get better and better at how you can tell it, so that a story might only take a minute or two, and you can get the major theme covered, get the major anecdote to make the point, and you can inspire people in a memorable fashion. Then I'm going to give you a tactical tip. Use things like audio decks that you can do on PowerPoint or Keynote, so that you can take a presentation that you were going to make, someone would say, send me that deck, I want to show it to some other people. You can send it as an audio deck. It's not difficult. Just go to your PowerPoint, your Keynote, look up how to do that, record an audio deck. It no longer goes slide by slide. It looks like a movie. It looks like a video. And you get to tell that story that would instead be a deck that was sent on to someone who wasn't there and didn't get the essence of it. Now you put your voice to it, and you've brought audio and video together for the story. If you're telling someone how to do something, you can do a screen recorder and send that out. So that's another tactical one. And you can also use a tool like BombBomb, so you can send an actual video to people. So I want you strategically, if you're that top tier peak performer, to think in terms of clarity and brevity, to think in terms of one theme, one big idea for each story, and to practice it and build upon it so that that story becomes tight and makes the key point and the theme within a minute or two or three. Then I gave you some tactical tips like putting audio to a Keynote, putting audio to a PowerPoint deck, using something like Loom, Loom, to be able to do a screen recorder so that you now can show someone what is happening on the screen and how to do certain things with audio behind it. And lastly, to start incorporating video into your storytelling. And one quick tool for that is BombBomb, which gives you a quick way to record something and forward it out and track if the person watched it and so forth, and just gets it to look quicker and look more professional and done quickly. So a do-it-yourself video can look better than a do-it-yourself video. So wherever you are on your business storytelling journey, I'm here to help you so that you can move up that ladder. If you're at the one that you aren't quite sure why you would leverage the power of storytelling for business, if you aren't sure why you need business storytelling, gave some tips for that. If you acknowledge the need but you delegate the majority of it, gave some tips for that. If you do a little bit but delegate most of it, gave you some tips for that. And if you're the peak performer who is passionate about storytelling, I gave you some tips to help you strategically and tactically. Regardless of wherever you are on your business storytelling journey, commit to moving up the ladder, because the power of storytelling in the workplace, the power of storytelling in recruitment, the power of storytelling in business is huge, and you want to leverage it to the max. Thanks for listening to another episode of the No Bullshit Marketing Show. Remember, ask yourself, what's the big idea, and build your story around the answer. It's all about bold solutions, no BS.